Welcome to Country Boy Tested. I am coming to you today with some actual factual truth on these two bikes right here. I'm gonna give you, I got both bikes. So I took that one out yesterday. I got it in. That's the one I showed you that I bought this at a good deal. Everything works on it. Only thing is that the top battery does not work on it. It's out. So the top battery is out. I'm gonna get a replacement battery for it, but the bottom one works on it, and so far everything else works on the bike except for the brakes. Meelod has horrible brakes. They're hydraulic, but they are the crappiest brakes probably out there on the market. If you look at the people's reviews of this bike, one thing you're going to notice that just about everyone says is the brakes are bad on it. So even though they're hydraulic brakes, there's some there I don't know who makes them for this company, but they're very cheap, and I'm going to end up replacing both sets. I'm going to put Zoom brakes on here. The kit's going to run me about $115, $120, but I'm getting ready to take these brakes off and put Zoom brakes on here because these brakes are horrible. Now, how does the Meelod DK300Max compare to the Movcan ProMax? I'm going to just be straight up with you and tell you there is no comparison. There is no comparison. I hate to sound like I'm one-sided on this, but I'm telling you, this one is better balanced. It's got way more power to it. It's actually cheaper than that one. That was $1,600. This one's around $1,300 shipped to you. As you can see, where I sit on this bike, this is comfortable. This is comfortable. You see where my knees are, how much space is in between here and up here. And I'm sitting up. I can enjoy riding this bike. It's comfortable. I can ride this bike for at least 30 miles, which I have. I put 30 miles on this bike. Got off it, didn't have a problem. Wasn't saddle sore, anything. Only downside on the Movcan bikes is that they have noisy motors. If you've heard me when I'm riding this bike, you've heard that motor churning when I got that front motor running. But other than that, it can stay quiet. But everything else on it, this one has the Logan hydraulic brakes, and the Logan hydraulic brakes, they seem to be a very good brake. Not only that, they send you premium brake pads. They send you replacement brake pads that come with this bike. I'm going to see if I got where's my little bag at? I'm going to see if I got them out here. I don't think no, I don't have them in here. But this one comes with a set of premium upgrade brakes. The seat sits back over the wheel, as you can see. This one is better balanced. The Meelod is top. The front is front heavy. It's front heavy. So it's more like if you ever seen motorcycles when they stretch the frame because it's a drag bike. You're riding on that front wheel more than anything. Well, that's exactly what you're doing on this. The weight distribution on it is going to have you closer to the front. And as you see, look how much space you got. None. So you ride all of the weight on this bike. Batteries right here. Everything is on the front. So what happens when you got too much? It's not balanced. This when I spoke on this a couple of times. There's a lot of bikes popping out. They're not balanced. People are building their own bikes. They don't know how to balance a bike. Motorcycles, they put a lot into balancing the bike so it handles good. When you got weight on the front tire of a bike, and this is any bike, so you understand this. When you got all this weight, when you got, I'd say 60% of the weight, probably more than that, it's probably 65% of the weight on this front tire. And if you've watched a couple of other videos where they where they test this bike. It's three in man. One of them I can go ahead and tell you, Tail Happy. He tested this bike out, hit the sand with it, going up the hill, and he dumped immediately. Not just him. There's two other e-bike channels that test the same bike. One guy, his brother wrecked out on it, and another guy, he went down on it. The reason they're wrecking on this bike, it's an unstable platform. That's good, ride it on the road, but I wouldn't really like to take this off of the road into the, I'd go ahead and tell you, this is not a good bike for off-road riding. It's just not, it's not stable enough to give it that stamp of approval. It's front fork heavy, which means any input you put on it, it's going to be drastically, it's just going to be way more than the bike is needing, because it's heavier on the front end. All of the weight seems to be set forward on this instead of putting equal weight on this back. So when you're riding this one here, it's just you're crunched up on the front. You see where I'm sitting, not to mention I sit back here because I'm 5'10". My butt is sitting right here on this little hump. My tailbone is on this hard hump. This hump is hard. This seat is hard. It's all right if you're going to just scoot around and play a little bit, but if you're going to ride long term, I can go ahead and tell you that hard seat is not going to be something you want, but that's not something you can't, handle yourself. They do have an extension that comes on that you can put, it comes out to about right here. Now, what I think I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to order the extension. It's like 80 bucks. I'm going to put it out here, and then I'm going to order another seat just like that one, and I'm going to pull my seat back so I can get my weight distributed better on this bike and make it ride a little bit safer. Now, that's what I'm going to do. If you own this bike and you're having handling problems, I just showed you what you can do. That'll help you get the bike back into control. Because see, really, yeah, sitting about right in here, that's perfect. That's perfect. Your feet can reach everything. So you see where the seat should have been? The seat should have been back into here where your weight would be distributed over the bike about even. But they put the weight on this bike all up on the front wheel. Not to mention, when you get way up here, you're on the front wheel more than the rear wheel now. So I don't get why they designed it like that. This is I'm gonna just be straight up. I know a lot of people are online talking about this bike. This is a poorly designed bike. This is a poorly designed bike. Not only that, you got these tubes right here. Look at it. They welded that and left them tubes wide open. Just welded it onto the frame there. Those are open on the ends. The outside part of the tube and the metal has been spray painted and coated, but the interior of this, which is going to get water vapor in it and oxygen, which is what causes steel to rust. This is a steel frame. That's going to rust from the inside because they didn't seal it in any kind of way. So that's something you got to look forward to down the road. If you were, say, going to keep this bike indefinitely for a long time, that's going to happen to you. It's going to get rust inside the tube. I don't think I have any bikes that have ever left the metal tubing wide open so you can see up in it and everything. But I'm just being honest. I'm giving you the honest review. Most people that are reviewing this bike, they got them free. That's why they want to say the good stuff about it, because they're getting free bikes and they're pushing the bikes off onto you without telling you the God's honest truth. They're just pushing the bike, hoping you buy it because it's a kickback to them. When you use their little code, that's some money in their pocket. So see, I'm not here to do that. I'm here to tell you the truth on these. I bought these bikes with my money and nobody gave them to me. So you're getting an honest opinion on them. And I'm telling you, if it's between these two, all day long, not only are you going to like that one better, it lasts longer. The batteries last longer than these batteries. So I'm assuming they use cheap cells in there. We're about to find out, because as soon as the guy forgot to give me the keys, and I have to they weren't in the bag. So he's mailing me the keys, and as soon as they come in the mail, I'm gonna pull this battery off and open it. It's got 1,600 miles on this bike, and that battery won't turn on now. So just to show you some of the quality control, these when you get these bikes this cheap and it's got 2 batteries, I can go ahead and tell you, cheap sales, cheap, probably in that one too. Probably in that one too. I ain't gonna even say that this one has way better, because probably cheap sales in that one. Cheap sale, definitely cheap sales in this one. I can tell by how it pulls when you go to pull off on it. It's got some pep to it, but it's not like the good batteries. Yeah, we all know PB45s. This is what everybody. I think I'm gonna switch this one over to a 52-volt system, and I'm gonna holler at my boy E-Bike guy and probably get him to build me a battery. I might just mail these down to him so he can take a look and see if there's anything he can salvage out of them, and if we can build a battery from that. That's who I'm gonna get with. I'm gonna get with him and see what he can do. Then MOB, I'm gonna holler at him, my boy Maurice, and probably see if he can make me a better saddle after I get the extension, and I'm gonna put a custom saddle on this and get him to make me a good one. So my other channels, I mean, not my channels, but my other folks, they support me, I support them, but I'm gonna holler at my folks and see what we can do, because I like this bike, don't get me wrong, I like it, but I like it for a different reason. I want to put a QS motor on the back of this and turn that into a dragster, and this would be my play, just take it out there and wear them out bike. And I ain't gonna really worry about power, because I'm gonna use capacitors to drop most of the power straight onto the motor, so it's a run bike. So I can hit it and that's it. We'll change the capacitors, you charge them differently. But yeah, I'm gonna play with this. That's what I'm gonna do with this. I'm gonna make this a play, because I can see right now this ain't gonna really be a good long range riding bike, and my girl will not be comfortable on this. I rode it yesterday for a good 20 minutes, and my crotch and my butt was killing me, man, because this seat is like sitting on a tiny brick. So keep that in mind. If anybody's asking you, between these 2 bikes, both of them are pretty cheap. Both of them are, well, that was $1,600. This one is under $1,500. The only drawback I would say on this one is the forks on this one. As you see on the front forks, let's lock it out. They're real soft. So this is a soft bike on the road. I mean, it's a very soft bike on the road. But if you come off the road and hit a hard bump, you'll bottom out on this, because it doesn't have an adjuster. You can't set it. Now that one does. This one has adjustments on it. But guess what? They don't work. It's locked out already. So that means this fork's got to be torn apart and rebuilt. And I don't even know if I'm going to worry about it, because really I don't like all that play in my front end anyway. And that's already having input problems and too much weight on the front tire. I'm going to leave that alone for right now. I don't even think I'll get them back soft tonight. I kind of like it with that stiffness on the front, because I don't want it cushioning on me with it. That's going to really put too much input on it. But this is just a quick comparison between these 2 dual motor bikes. This one has 750 watt motors. They're rated 1200 max. This one has 1500 watt motors, and that one's 2000 watt max on each motor. And you can tell it. That one pulls way harder than this one. And that one's more conservative on its batteries. Even running both motors. I ran both motors on this one, and I didn't even do a half a mile, and they burned, just, I guess because it's got that one battery, they burned through a little bit of it. It dropped down to 87%, and then when I cut it off, it popped back up. It came back up to like 93. So it's we don't know. I'm still going. I'm getting ready to order new batteries, because there's some cheap batteries out there. Not just say cheap, but if you're replacing these, you can go with the cheapest. It ain't gonna matter, because these are cheap batteries already. I can tell you that. So you can get some of them like $230 20 amp hour batteries. You'll be good. That's probably what these are. I'm positive that's what them are. So that's all I wanted to let you know about that right there. Is just come and give you a little input on it and an honest review, especially on the Meelod. Because if you're gonna get this bike and pay the extra $300 than you would on this one, you're gonna be disappointed with that one. This is a way better bike. Way better bike. I hate to say way better, but it is. It's way better. It rides better where it centers you at, where you sit on the bike. It doesn't stress your body. You can relax. Your back is not pressed in any way. That hump, you're sitting on that hump. Whereas, let's see back here, you got to go almost off the bike. And you could sit up closer on this one if you want. I normally sit right about, yeah, I normally sit right about here. And that's just as comfortable. This one handles a lot better because the weight ain't on its front tire. They put the weight in the middle like you should have a bike balanced. Also, this one is this one I like the ride on it is just way more smoother than that one. You can feel the front end vibrations on that bike. This one, you pretty much feel everything from both tires about the same time. So if you're looking at these two bikes and trying to figure out which one is that one worth the extra 300, no, go ahead and get this one. Not to mention metal, which is why the guy took the chain off of it, because he got tired of the chain slapping into this, making noise. They put metal fenders on here. That's not a deal breaker for me, because you can put some rubber grommets on there and that'll stop all the extra noise if you want. And believe it or not, without the chain, the pedal assist still kicks in. If you just turn the pedals, I mean, yeah, just turn the pedals, this will still go, because the it's got the you know, the little ring that detect the magnets are still in there. So when they move, the computer picks it up, even if you don't have a chain on it. I'm gonna take the all these gears off. I'm gonna put one gear on this one. But yeah, that's all I want to let you know. I want to give you an honest review between a comparison between the Meelod DK300Max and the Movcan ProMax. So if you're looking at these two bikes, if you're considering it, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you now. No, like I said, the motors are a little bit noisy on this one, but you can remedy that by buying a better controller, a better sine wave controller. Cut all that noise down. But that's about it. And I mean, I can deal with it. I put my music on anyway when I'm riding. So just between these two, all day, every day. Thank you for stopping by Country Boy Tested. I hope this helps you out a little bit.